I know you've been finishing up a season preview that will be on brownzone.com as well as in the Elyria Chronicle Telegram. Take us through that. When you look at this, what have you seen?
Yeah, it's a whole section. So I'm finishing a story about the defensive line, just how that's such a key to this season. And I think a lot of the excitement for this season is the overhaul defensive line with Zadarius Smith and Dalvin Tomlinson and Obo Okoronkwo, Shelby Harris even. So I have a story about that. And then I got my prediction column. I sat down with Amari Cooper, and we talked about the tandem he has with Elijah Moore. And he's compared them to Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt of The Greatest Show on Turf with the Rams back in 1990, 2000. And we just talked about why that's a special tandem to him, what he likes so much about Elijah Moore. And it's the fact that he's small, but he doesn't play small, and he can make plays all over the field, including down the field. So I have that. I had a Q&A with Juan Thornhill. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff in there.
When you look at the additions they've made, more so than in past years, they seem to be guys that have won. You know, there's I don't want to say locker room guy, but they're guys that are focused on winning.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And, they had 24 new players, so that's a lot. It's pretty good turnover, but that's not crazy from years past. What is different is what you said. There's guys with the history of winning. There's guys that are known to be good in the locker room. I think you could count Tomlinson. Zadarius Smith's an incredibly hard worker. Thornhill has the experience of going to 3 Super Bowls with the Chiefs. And we talked about that the first year. He didn't get to play because he had torn his ACL in week 17. So it was kind of bittersweet. He couldn't watch on the field because of the injury. He gets back his second year and they lose. And then finally, year 4, he gets to play and they win. But that's a lot of championship experience for him. And so I think it's a combination of leaders, guys with winning experience, and Zadarius Smith has won a bunch of division championships in his time. And then guys at the top of the roster, right? It's not the churning over the last 5 spots. These are guys, these are big-time starters, right? All those guys we just mentioned. Elijah Moore is going to come in and start. Jordan Akins is going to come in at tight end and have a big role as a number 2. So these are all top-end guys designed to kind of fix all the weaknesses from a year ago and get the Browns back to the playoffs after 2 disappointing seasons.
The other thing that, and fans were remarking about this on our show a season ago, the defense is already playing with some emotion and some fire. And I know it's preseason. There's something about that, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, for sure. And you need that. And, I think, and this is not to, besmirch Joe Woods. I just think they needed a change there for several reasons. And Jim Schwartz seems to be the perfect complement to this roster. The fact that he loves and builds around the defensive line, that Andrew Berry goes and gets all these upgrades on the defensive line. Schwartz has a passion to him. It's obvious. And what I think is different from his previous tenure in Philadelphia, they won the Super Bowl, but when he got there, he rubbed some guys the wrong way with his style. And I've asked a bunch of guys, and nobody has that same impression of him. It's all, okay, let's listen to him. He's smart. He has a fire, but they call him a player's coach because he wants to put guys in the right spot. He listens to them. He'll yell at you on the field and then put his arm around you on the way off. So, it's not like you said, it's not even week 1 yet, right? We haven't seen him play 1 game, but it feels like Schwartz is going to have a profound impact on this defense.